Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
We're up against the most profitable enterprise that humans have ever engaged in. Exxon made more money last year than any company in the history of money, okay?
Yeah, as I've said before, the good thing about science, when a consensus of experiment emerges, the good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. And climate change has taken on political dimensions, it's taken on cultural, social dimensions. And that's odd because I don't see people choosing sides over E equals MC squared or other fundamental facts of science. But the experimental consensus is there, that human beings, by virtue of our conduct, burning sources of carbon, fossil fuels among them, that have been buried for millions of years. We burn them, carbon previously underground is now in the atmosphere, and that source of carbon makes carbon dioxide. A greenhouse gas is warming the Earth. We are warming, and that comes with consequences. By the way, Earth will survive this. People say, save the Earth. No, don't worry about Earth. Earth will be here long after we render ourselves extinct. What happens is we're changing the climate faster than our culture may be able to respond. One of the consequences is you melt ice caps. The water levels rise. Not inches, not feet, but tens of feet. And that will begin to flood coastlines. Some of the most important cities in the world were built on coastlines for the very reason that that's how you accomplish trade. It's what made those ports successful. So the very foundation of our civilization requires coastlines that existed at a time when there was not global climate change, the kind that would be warming the Earth. So get ready for that. It's going to redraw the maps of the world. unless we do something about it. Venus suffers from a runaway greenhouse effect. It's 900 degrees on Venus, not simply because it's closer to the sun than us. It's not that much closer. It's a little bit closer. It's got nearly 100% CO2 in its atmosphere, and that atmosphere is 100 times as dense as ours. So heat comes in, it does not come out, and the temperature rises. I don't want Earth to look like Venus.
The debate on climate change should not be whether or not it exists, it's what we should do about it. There is a mountain of research on this topic. Global temperatures are rising, heat waves are becoming more common, sea surface temperatures are also rising, glaciers are melting, and of course no climate report is complete without the obligatory photo of a polar bear balancing on a piece of ice. The only accurate way to report that 1 out of 4 Americans are sceptical of global warming is to say, a poll finds that 1 out of 4 Americans are wrong about something. Because a survey of thousands of scientific papers that took a position on climate change found that 97% endorsed the position that humans are causing global warming. And I think I know why people still think this issue is open to debate, because on TV, it is. And it's always one person for, one person against. And it's usually the same person for.
Bill Nye and Marsha Blackburn, welcome both of you to Meet the Press.
Bill Nye joins us now, along with climate change skeptic Mark Morana.
Joining me now to go head-to-head, Bill Nye, science educator and CEO of the Planetary Society.
In the crossfire, Bill Nye, the science guy.
Bill Nye, the science guy who believes in man-made global warming.
Yeah, that's right. More often than not, it's Bill Nye, the science guy, versus some dude. And when you look at the screen, it's 50-50, which is inherently misleading. If there has to be a debate about the reality of climate change, and there doesn't, then there is only one mathematically fair way to do it.
Last Week Tonight presents a statistically representative climate change debate.
Good evening. Joining me tonight, a climate change denier and, naturally, Bill Nye science guy. Bill.
John?
Yep.
Humans are causing climate change? No question.
Wait. Before we begin, in the interest of mathematical balance, I'm going to bring out 2 people who agree with you, climate skeptic, and Bill Nye, I'm also going to bring out 96 other scientists. It's a little unwieldy, but this is the only way you can actually have a representative discussion. So, yeah, please file in. Again, this is going to make the debate difficult. We shouldn't really be having it in the first place. But, so, representationally, climate skeptic, please make a case against climate change.
Well, I just don't think all the science is in yet. It's settled.
Okay, and what is the overwhelming view of the entire scientific community? Well, okay. Any response to that? Any response? I can't hear you over the weight of scientific evidence. This whole debate should not have happened. I apologise to everyone at home. My thanks to Bill Nye and the overwhelming scientific consensus.
And what's the one that's been changing? It's being carbon dioxide. Well, is it natural or man-made? We can actually tell that because there's these things called these isotopes that decay at different rates, and it turns out that the ones from the dinosaurs, people don't like it when it's dinosaurs because it's really, really old plant matter, but I call it the dinosaurs and the critters. When you put that back in the atmosphere, it's a different chemical composition, and we can measure that. We see that of the CO2 coming in the air now, it's more and more is the ones without the isotope, which means it's old carbon dioxide that we're putting back in, or old carbon we're putting back into the air there. So, but it's just a small amount. It's a trace. And in fact, you gotta have carbon dioxide if you want plants. We kind of like plants because we like to eat the plants, and sometimes we like to eat the animals that eat the plants. So it's not like anybody's advocating for, hey, let's get rid of all CO2. That would be a very, very bad world. It would be cold and no plants would live. So carbon dioxide is really, really useful, even though it is only a trace. But what it turns out to be, in addition to being a trace gas, is very, very effective at changing the atmosphere behavior. And people say, come on, Titley, it's just so small it can't possibly matter. Well, let me give you another example of something that's really small. Now, these lady and Jen here on my right, your left there, how much fun does it look like they're having? Yeah, okay, maybe it's been another day in the Pentagon for them. I'm not sure. I don't know. But there doesn't look like they're having a lot of fun there. And that's why I would call that like a blood alcohol content of, what do you think? 0, okay? That's like blood alcohol content of 0. Now, let's change that here. And let's look at what maybe 0.04 looks like. Well, hey, guess what, guys? It just turns out that 0.04 is like 390, 387 parts per million, which is exactly today where we are with CO2. Now, do those folks look like they're having fun? Yeah, probably a little bit more. It's just a trace. How can a trace make a difference? Which ones do you want to party with? I'll just leave you with that.
Share with you some footage of Super Typhoon Haiyan taken yesterday by cameras on board the space station, on the exterior of the station. Haiyan is being called one of the most powerful storms ever recorded, and it hit the Philippines on Friday as a Category 5 storm. Its winds are estimated to be about 195 miles per hour, which breaks the previous record of 190 miles per hour for Hurricane Camille in 1969.
The devastating and deadly impact of Typhoon Haiyan on the Philippines is becoming clear. Local officials fear 10,000 people have died, and the UN estimates over 300,000 have been made homeless. In the worst affected areas, relief workers are struggling to help. There is no clean water, electricity, and very little food. And some towns remain cut off 48 hours after the storm struck.
My country is being tested by this hailstorm called Super Typhoon Haiyan. We remain uncertain as to the full extent of the damage and devastation as information trickles in agonizingly slow manner because power lines and communication lines have been cut off and may take a while before they are restored. The initial assessment showed that Haiyan left a wake of massive destruction that is unprecedented, unthinkable, and horrific.
Folks, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you and tell you that the sea levels aren't rising, because scientifically the data is there. They are rising. But they're rising because of global warming. But what's the cause of global warming? Mankind? A few smokestacks? It is not mankind that is causing El Nino or even Finding Nemo. I mean, mankind's not creating all the sinkholes, breaking up, opening up, swallowing things all over the globe. Oh yes, we could do some fracking and create some small impact, but not on a global scale. It is not mankind that's releasing earthquakes at an unprecedented apocalyptic pace that is seemingly threatening the stability of the nations and the humanity itself. Look at Nepal. Yes, mankind could release some nuclear explosions and create some effect of an earthquake, but we're not doing that, and it's not happening this way. It's happening because the earth is going through a birthing pain process. Look, the earthquakes, the earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking, and we can see the birthing pains of the coming of Jesus Christ as he's coming to get the bride. Mankind is not causing the greatest threat to the security of the United States by way of global warming.